Hey everybody. I know my shirt's dirty. I'll try and keep it. I'll keep my hand here. I had a thought. I wanted to share it. I was changing my bike tire. Well, I was trying to fix my bike tire. Now I have to go get a new bike tire. On with the thoughts, Robert. All right. So, programs over people. It's a problem. Programs over people are a problem. You can apply it to businesses as well, right? Where businesses just get stuck. We've all been in those restaurants where where they're just stuck, right? Now some restaurants maybe they haven't remodeled in a while, but clearly their chef pays attention to things, right? Their menu adjusts, and you can tell because people keep coming. But then you've been in other restaurants, and man, you walk in and you think this menu hasn't changed in years, and some of this food is still left over from those years ago, and they're just reheating it like it's just nasty stuff. And somehow many, not all, and I'm not speaking of anyone in particular, good grief, but churches are notorious for this. This goes all the way back to my readings in high school when I was reading Francis Schaeffer. Generally speaking, the church is the last institution on the planet to make an adjustment. Churches don't like changing things. And then if churches start to go downhill, and that means attendance starts to drop off or offerings start to drop off, the pastors, generally speaking, or leadership, if it's not just a pastor in charge, leadership starts to usually panic, and they go back to programs that worked when they were young. Well, I remember when we first started coming here, like whatever they remember. I know of a list, but if I give you the list, then people will be like, he thinks all those things are bad. No, no, no. I don't think the programs are bad. I don't. What needs to be adjusted, in my opinion, as an out of work pastor, and maybe this is well, I am out of work. It's because my ideas and my thoughts suck when it comes to running a church, but I don't think that. I really don't. But I thought it was funny to say. But they, um, they, I don't even know where I was talking. What were you talking about? They'll go back to an old program. Oh, that's right. Yeah, they'll go back to an old program because that's what they remember working. It's honestly, I saw it in youth camps and conference centers as well, where getting a new conference speaker, somebody who hasn't been here before, in the leadership mind is dangerous. What if no one comes? If we have the same people every year, then we will always be full and everyone will be happy. But that's not true. And there are thousands of conference centers to testify to that. They stopped bringing in new blood. They stopped bringing in fresh ideas, and people stopped coming. And now they just hang on with a few people who remember the good old days. It's like a church. Okay, I'll use this, revival. It's a word that people like to use, right? But there are some churches that are still doing revival meetings that they have been doing the same week of revival meetings every summer for the last 50 years. Nothing has changed. No new people show up. Nobody's getting, rocked by the Holy Spirit. It's just, this is what we do. We're committed to the program, not to the people. And churches will do it in smaller ways with this, that, or the other, and they'll say, "But we need the program." And then they will manipulate, they will agitate, they will capitulate. I don't even know if that fits, but whatever it takes to get people to work that program. But this is what you do when there isn't a natural flow of help for a program. From my perspective, that means you let that program die, and you see where the natural flow goes. You see where what I would title it the favor of God. You see where the favor of God is, and you say, then that's what we'll do next. And if people come in and say, well, what happened to such and such? I love that program. You say, yeah, well, nobody wanted to run it, so we don't have it anymore. Well, why don't we have these? Back in my day, this is what we did in the church. Well, there were 14 million people here every Sunday. We loved that stuff. Nobody wants to run it. What are you going to do? Do you want to run it? And usually it's, well, no, I can't do that. I don't have the time. Well, then don't worry about it. Just keep moving on. It's more important that we value the people. It's more important that we love the people. It's more important that somebody who walks in feels connected and cared for, and that they see that we celebrate the image of God in everyone, that we celebrate the supernatural power of God's love, that we celebrate and worship God. And the programs can come and go. That's the whole beauty of programs, is they are incredibly adaptable and completely adjustable based on what's available. Anyway, I probably could preach on this because I feel a lot bubbling up. But I'm not gonna. Those are just some thoughts for today. Hope you guys are having a great time out there, and I hope whoever you are, that you feel valued by those that you are work with, by those that you go to church with, by those you live with. I really do, because feeling valued is incredibly powerful. I hope that wherever you are, you don't think you're just marking time in a program to make your boss happy, your preacher happy, your spouse happy, your kids happy. Eventually that'll wear you out, and some people actually get offended, disappointed, and hurt, really hurt. Don't let that happen. Don't let that happen. Especially if you're a leader. Of course, you might end up jobless like me, but hey, you might find work again, and so might I. Only kidding. Jeez, I'm just having fun. I'm having fun. Have a good day, everyone.